Good evening, Ira Epstein, and here we are with your weekend edition of your Spider ETF stock market wrap-up, and this is for Sunday, the 20th of October. Now, I do want to tell you, I did do a special report this week, and the special report that I did is on currency, the dollar. It is not about the chart action. It is about what the market typically does pre-election, post-election, and right in between. So we're pre-election now. You might want to take a look at this. There'll be an icon up here throughout the whole report. You can click that. You can go to iraepstein.com. It'll be on the top left where it says, and you'll see that currency report. Give that a click as well. Either one of those will take you through it. If you have questions, you can always call my staff. All right. So in looking at the markets, you had a very nice close on Friday, obviously. Stock indices up with the exception of the Russell. We're looking still at NVIDIA doing pretty good, sitting here near all-time highs, as you know. MCHI has come alive. You can see most of the markets came on. The bonds even and the BND are trying their darn best to see if they can find a bottom here. Don't know if they've done it yet. As we take a look at Microsoft up a little bit, but you're getting some areas here that are backing off funny a little bit. Two areas that I have done special reports on, the gold and the silver over the past month. Well, 4 or 5 weeks. And both have soared. In fact, tonight they're going again in the silver market. So I'm a happy camper because that's what I was looking at. But I do think you want to take a look at what the dollar may and may not offer you. Now, when we look at DWPCF, this is brand new. And what this is in the chart is it's the total market index and typically less some of the components that you have in the S&P. Google it. You will get a very good definition of what it is. But as you can see in the market, it is coming up. And by the way, this is one of these markets that the government allows their employees to buy. They have very finite amounts that you can do and not do. And I haven't really covered this for people in a long time. And I got a request off of our YouTube channel. And I said, hey, it's a good idea. Higher lows, higher highs, market coming up now for big moves, as you can see, running to the upside over the 18-day average of closes, over the 200 and the 100. That's what these three averages are. The Bollinger Band is the black dashed line here and here. And that's where the market's resistance is. Each time you've hit it, you've fallen back a little bit, but it is charged back through it, and I don't see any reason not to at this point in time. So I see the bull market continuing. This, by the way, is the definition. It represents the performance of the broad U.S. equity market, including large and mid and small cap stocks, all right? As a completion index, it includes companies from sectors of the economy. This is all funny grammar, providing comprehensive view. Google it, get an idea. You'll even be able to go in and see which stocks make it up. So take a look at it. But you've just begun the embedding process in the market. So week 1 of embedding, 2, and let's go one more, and you got it. So you have your embedded reading, which tells me on pullbacks in the market, it should still have excellent support. As we look at Amazon, the market is now making its bed for the moment here on the weekly chart at the 18-day average. Should the market take out 125, it negates this uptrend that it's had and it starts wobbling. It could go into a downtrend if that occurred, maybe back to the 166 level. But if it's not taken out, and if we get into the holiday season, remember, we're right now October 20th. You're going to have your sales coming up, Thanksgiving's coming, the seasonal shopping and so on. We'll see if the market can get back up to the 201.94 area. Obviously, traders have been very concerned with how much money Amazon's been spending on AI. Will it pay off? That's going to be the big issue, and when. In RSP, this is the equal weight ETF of the S&P. You can see how the market keeps making the higher high. So you want to pay attention to all this because there are moves, just like in the dollar index, that happen pre and post election. KWEB, I am in the bear camp. I think I've made that known to you. I don't trust China's numbers. It's that simple. I see the market pulling back. I'll be looking to see if it can get to the 28.53 level. Over the weekend, I saw nothing that came out that should get the market excited one way or the other out of China. In restoration hardware, the trend remains up. The market keeps hitting up to the Bollinger Bands. Most recent highs are right in this area. You're not quite there yet, but you're knocking on the door. And the market is overbought. Will it embed and launch further? That is going to be the big question. And of course, Christmas season is coming for them too. In Meta, this has been a stellar winner because of AI, and they're one of the few companies wreaking immediate benefit with their advertising. I advertise there. They tell you what you're doing, what your metrics are. It's quite interesting how it does it. It's fully embedded, which tells me on pullbacks in the market, I expect to see willing buyers, and I still see the market going higher, but the resistance point is that upper Bollinger Band temporarily. KRE, the regional banking, well, as long as interest rates went higher, you saw what the market did. It went with them. When the market started talking the breaks in interest rates, which was in September, and the Fed made its 50-point cut, you got the market hit. Sounds funny, but it was buy the rumor, sell the fact. Now the market's coming back. The big question is the Federal Reserve going to be able to cut in November? If the jobs data comes out strong again, watch out. Now remember, you're at the 20th of October as I'm putting this out. So 10 days from now, if that number's too strong, I don't know that the Fed can cut. I want to look and see the date in front of the election too, as to when the jobs report is, because the election's November 5th. I'm going to look that up and I'll have some ideas from that. MCHI, higher lows, higher highs, but I think the market made a top up here. This was all to come off of China's doing big things. It's going to get it done. I believe in the end they will. They've just been slow to the party, so the market's giving you a correction. I seriously doubt it's going much under the 44.44, 44.61 level. If it can get there, we'll see what it does. In XLI, the industrial sector, it keeps running on the hopes that the industry in America is going to keep going. When we take a look at the regional manufacturing indexes, they're not pretty. New York gave up everything from the month before, and each of the other indexes is also seeing a give back, but that index keeps running. On the energy sector, so the big question is now, over the weekend, Hezbollah, apparently, I don't know if Hamas was involved, took some drones, had them go over by Netanyahu's house, the prime minister of Israel, and there were three of them that got there. One got through. Supposedly, the house got some damage. So now they're trying to take out Netanyahu. Why not? He's fair game if he's taking out the head of Hamas and Hezbollah. So now what does Israel do? That becomes the new question. It's certainly going to change the patterns of life that Netanyahu has at this point. But over tonight, one of the first things they're doing is Israel's going after the armed part of finance for Hezbollah. So I understand throughout Lebanon, they are bombing, taking out anything that they think has to do with the financial arm. We'll hear more about that in the morning, but it's going on right now. In the dollar index, I'm going to repeat again, I just did a special report on this. I think you want to take a look at it for the impact as to what happens pre-election, post-election, what the market does after that, and the very end of December, what takes place in it. History does not guarantee the future, you know that, but I am going to show you 53 years worth of data, 25 and 15 on all the different parts of this, which is pre and post. I think you want to take a look at it, and then I walk you into December with it. So again, you can move your cursor up here, take a look that way. In the gold market, I've been talking, I think you're going to make new highs. You've made your new highs. And tonight, the markets are up in the futures early on. In the copper market, backing off here to 44.16 most likely. Overbought market. While it's an uptrend, and I don't think you're going to get down easily, if you even get down, back to 38.53 to 37.91. The only way you'd get there is total disappointment. And I mean the word total. In China, not doing what they said they would do to support the economy. Now, the Congress has another meeting that's coming up. And at that meeting's where I think we'll find out if monetary policy gets along with fiscal policy. Monetary being the bank has said, money's committed, here's where you're at. Fiscal, how do you deploy the money? That's what we don't know yet. And that's the news that I've got through there. So you put it all together, you see what the market's going to offer. I'm going to repeat again. You might want to take a look at my special report on the dollar. It's only up 3 business days, so it will be up through Wednesday, and then it's kaput. You won't get to see it again, just the way the metals. I have people always write me, well, I didn't see the metal report. That's your fault. Go look at it now before it comes off the board. It's that simple. IraEpstein.com. You can move your cursor up to the top there as well. Have a great evening.